Hey there guys, it's Alex here, and today we are going to be talking about the Bisonte C45, the Italian Tier 8 heavy tank. Now this thing is actually really fun. I've had my doubts over my time playing this tank, but I know I've been teasing this review a bit, and I'm finally getting around to doing a proper review on it. What I wanted to do is get enough games in it and play it enough to really figure it out, and it took me quite a few. So anyway, here I am, here's the tank, and I'm going to go over a few of its stats, and then I'm going to move into a no commentary gameplay session with the tank at the end off. Starting with stats here, so this thing has about a 360 alpha with 218 penetration average on its standard rounds. Now if I go into the ammunition itself, this can feel really lackluster at times. I mean, you're really going to have to aim for lower plates, and with the gun handling of this vehicle, it can really hurt you. So this HE, this heat right here, not HE, the heat is really good actually to use when you need to use it. Especially when you're coming against much more heavily armed tanks at the same tier or higher. So when you're coming against tier 9s, tier 10s especially, you're going to be wanting to use heat. So this is the loadout that I'm running with, and actually it's worked pretty well. So I would highly recommend using this. That way you get a good even split on your heat and your AP, depending what kind of targets you're going to need. Because unfortunately you are going to have to use heat more than usual with this tank. Alright, so moving on from ammunition here, equipment. Equipment is, I am taking a recommended loadout from Quick Baby. I think Sarkon agrees, I don't remember, I've been watching his streams a lot lately. But I really do agree with this loadout. The gun handling is atrocious on this tank. So I do recommend putting vents in the survivability slot, as well as getting a vert stab and an improved rotation mechanism. Now you can always switch out the rotation mechanism for anything else so you might feel like if you want hardening or something else on here, but I highly recommend it due to that extra 10% vehicle dispersion during movement value that it gives. And as you can see over here, you can see it listed right here as well, and it will help improve. Now ventilation is going to be the only thing that affects this particular value, but what these two are really affecting is when you're moving the tank around, when you're turning that turret, and it's those precious seconds in between firing your shots as well. It actually buffs that significantly, so I highly recommend it. Now, talking about the actual armor itself, I do not have an armor viewer at the moment, so I can't give you the fancy showcase of that. But I can say the hull armor feels a lot thinner than this actually is. You can get a lucky bounce or two, but I would not rely on this upper plate to bounce constantly. Like maybe if they're shooting you right in this section here, but if they're shooting you down here, I would not, it probably will not bounce. Lower plate squishy as anything. You will always get penned there. And this turret armor. This turret armor is absolutely fantastic. If you point this, heck, if you even give them your sides on occasion, you're just going to bounce everything that comes at you. Now, granted, you're going to get penned every once in a while. Like if, let's say, Jaegeru, so Jagdpanzer 100 for those who don't use the Jaegeru term, they are going to pen you with prem rounds. Absolutely 100%. But you can bounce them off this mantlet here. I believe they'll go right through the cheek still. I need to check that with my own Jaegeru. But this mantlet, I have bounced a couple. So definitely keep that in mind. It's quite fun. You want to get hold down. You're going to see a lot of people take this tank to medium tank flanks because that is where the hills are. That's where you can get hold down. And I highly recommend taking advantage of that. Standard rounds on this tank really struggle against well-armored opponents, so actually shooting mediums is actually a pretty good way to farm damage in this tank, but also going medium flank really lets you take advantage of this turret armor and to hide this very lackluster armor down on the hull section. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump into gameplay. This gameplay, I just want to preface it just a little bit. I am playing with my brother, who is in his VK16801P, and I am also playing with CarrotMaster, who is in my clan. He managed to get his first ever Top Gun in WoT tanks, so congrats, man. It was a really fun game. This is one of the few replays that I actually have of me properly using the improved auto-reloading mechanism. For some reason, I am very bad with the whole auto reloading thing and waiting for my shots. So this replay's got a good example of that. But also, CarrotMaster is also driving a Bisonte as well. So we're working off each other's DPM, so just keep that in mind. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the replay, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.
Abbiamo fatto il solletico. Bel colpo. L'abbiamo preso. Danneggiato.